SABC reporter Siphephile Kunene has been following the Lily Mine story. She now joins us live from Mpumalanga. Siphephile, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through. 3 years later, really, the bodies of the 3 employees have still not been retrieved. What are the families saying? This must be very difficult for the family.
It is as sad as it were when they discovered that they are missing. They still don't know what to do. They have engaged the government on this. They have engaged the mine owners. They've engaged everybody. But what transpired was that the information doesn't trickle down to them. Some of them are complaining about the fact that they don't get information maybe from AMCU as the union. They don't get information from the mine, and they don't get it from anybody. They only hear from other people that, okay, today we are getting paid maybe 1,000 rand as part of that compensation or whatever. So they want direct contact with the powers that be so that they know how far the process is. It is as bad because one of the speakers said, in as much as they have accepted that these people are gone, they are no longer in this world, but they'd really love to bury them with dignity, just to get to know that this is where we buried our people.
But why is this lack of communication to the families, most importantly, Siphephile? We've heard the Department of Mineral Resources now saying that they are in full support of the new efforts perhaps to retrieve the bodies.
You may never know, because now these people are no longer employed by the mine, so it's not so easy to get to them. You may never know whether the contact is broken because they can't get rid of them as readily as they would have if they were still in the mine. Remember, with the mine closure, some of them have gone to other places to sort of find employment so that they can feed their children. The only source of employment in Louisville was the Babrook mine as well as the Lily mine. So when the Lily mine shut down, subsequently the Babrook mine closed down as well because it couldn't sustain itself. The mine that was bringing in money that could sustain both mines was Lily mine. So when that one closed, some of the people dispersed. They sort of left the place. So it's difficult for them to get information as they would love to.
But we understand it's not just the families who are worried about the situation. The workers themselves feel like there's nothing being done really to reopen the mine and retrieve the bodies. They say mine management has been making empty promises. Talk to us about that.
Okay, residents from Louisville are concerned about the high rate of unemployment in the area because they were dependent on the mines. What we found out today was that their company, the Siakula Sonke, is supposed to have opened Babrook mine by November already. And now they are promising to open the mine somewhere around March, because by December, that is when they were given part of the paperwork that they are supposed to use so as to open the mine. They also cited things like they are finding difficulties in working with the rescue practitioner, the business rescue practitioner that was assigned to look after what is happening here. So it's some of those things that were blocking them, that were not making them able to start work. Otherwise, the owner said they are ready to start working as soon as March. They just have to start training around March and start the recruitment process then. Right now, they are still putting their house in order, but promises were made. Even then, AMCU, Joseph Matunjwa, is calling on the government to invest money into this project for it to be sustainable, to invest money on Lily mine so that those 3 workers could be uncovered and brought to ground.
All right, Siphephile, I suppose we'll leave it at that, but we understand that the Department of Mineral Resources has also spoken about the possibility of this mine reopening, because there were talks with rescue practitioners that they've also secured a buyer who was in the process of acquiring the ownership of the mine. So we'll keep a very, very close eye on that. But Siphephile basically saying that the families of the 3 employees whose bodies were never brought to the surface are very much concerned, more so on this day as they remember their loved ones. So as I said, it's a story that we'll be keeping a very close eye on to see if Lily Mine will reopen.